In Genova, collection for recycling is under 20%. Local administration doesn't construct selection platforms for the research, but choose to enlarge the landfill and build 3 magical machines which have to work together to be able to treat 75% of waste. Can we call it zero?
Absolutely. Okay. No. No, no, no. You can call it a cheap waste management. Maybe lazy waste management. Or, but it's not zero waste. Not zero waste. Okay. Let me explain, because there seems to be some confusion about zero waste. Do you want to translate? Zero waste needs 2 things, actually 3 things. One is community responsibility. Community responsibility at the back end. A valle. And responsabilità industriale a valle. And we all, I think, agree on what community responsibility means for zero waste. It means source separation. It means porta a porta collection systems. It means compostage. It means recycling. It means reuse and repair. But we know that. Okay. But the question is, how do you get to responsabilità industriale? And that is here. The crucial point is here. This is, and you can translate, this is, we need a residual separation and research facility in front of the landfill. So we have community responsibility, separation, recycling, composting, reuse, and then we get the residuals. We have, and those residuals must go to a facility built in front of the landfill, and with a research facility in there with the local university professors interested in sustainability. And we have to say to industry responsibility, if we can't reuse it, if we can't recycle it, if we can't compost it, you shouldn't be making it. So we go community responsibility, industrial responsibility to get to zero waste. Now, here in Genoa, they're talking about community responsibility and a magic machine for the residuals. Yeah. Make the residuals.
3 magic machines.
Yeah, 3 magic machines to make the residuals disappear. Biodigester, gasification, all magic machines to make the residuals disappear. No industrial responsibility, no research, no future. We have to community responsibility, industrial responsibility. The central facility that we need to talk about is the residual separation and research facility.
And without this,
no zero waste. That is the nexus. That is the key turning point in this whole movement. And so those people that talk about gasification, biodigesters and so on, this is all indicating that they don't understand zero waste. Whatever else it is. They may think it's practical, they may think it's cheap, but it's not zero waste. Okay. If you don't want zero waste, fine. But don't call it zero waste. Don't call it zero waste.
Eventually they have to make it clear.
Absolutely. Yeah, but look, politicians. The politicians in Genoa, if you're for zero waste, then you need separations, residual separation and research facility. If you're not for zero waste, then don't use the word zero waste if you're going to build a gasification, anaerobic digestion, to make the residuals disappear.
Enlarge the landfill.
Yes, this is the big difference between zero waste and waste management.
Yeah.
Well, zero waste says no waste. Waste management says we're going to get rid of the residuals. That's not zero waste. It's waste management, okay? Maybe it's the best waste management. For you, maybe it's the best. But don't call it zero waste.
Because often politicians and financial interests are entwined, and so...
The money, we know the mafia makes the money out of landfills, discarica, incineratore, gasification. They want the waste. They make the money from the waste, and if they make the money from the waste, they pay the politicians the money. Okay, that's it. That's Italy. It's the way it works, okay? It's the way it works. But if you want zero waste, don't tell me that this is zero waste, because it isn't. Don't corrupt the language. You corrupt the political system. You've done it for years. You will continue to do it. Corruption, corruption, corruption. Okay? This is the way you live. But don't call it zero waste. Don't you take good ideas. Don't you take the ideas which we have come up with for our children, for our communities, for our planet. You own the planet. You're going to make them as much money as you can, selling our children's health, selling the planet. Okay, that's the way you live. That's what makes you happy. Don't you dare call it zero waste.